Hey everybody, welcome back and thanks for checking out another video. Quick note on the gameplay, I'm playing CWL Hardpoint on Arsenal. This is a game that was pretty competitive. I've ranked up a little bit. I think I'm in the 4th division now. I don't even know what the name of it is, but if you go by what it used to be, bronze, silver, gold, and then platinum was above that. So I'm in that 4th one. I don't know the name of it, but that's where this gameplay comes from. It's a really good gameplay. I go double positive here, which is kind of difficult when you get up to this level, right? Everybody's pretty much good on your team at this point in time. We have a little bit of a deficit here at the beginning, and then we end up bringing it back. So that's just an idea of what's going on in the background. But what I really want to talk about is this Friday, the 2v2 Modern Warfare Alpha is coming out. First thing I want to talk about here is that this is only going to be the 2v2 gunfight mode. So there's not going to be any team deathmatch. There's not going to be any hardpoint, no domination, stuff like that. That is eventually going to come in the September beta. But for this weekend, it's just going to be the 2v2 gunfight, probably just to allow the devs to watch some people play it, to test some servers, see how different guns react, just basically to get some more input so that when the game actually releases, it's as polished as it can possibly be. Now, the second thing that I will talk about, and by all means, do not kill the messenger. I'm just kind of relaying what's happening here. This is a PS4 exclusive. So the Activision Sony partnership is continuing. So Microsoft, so if you play on Xbox, if you play on PC, if you play on Switch or whatever, this is only going to be for PlayStation. Now, it's not the biggest thing, right? It's just 2v2 and it's only 3 days. I know that's easy for me to say because I'm going to have access to it, but the beta is coming out in just a couple weeks. So just try to hold out for a couple weeks if you play on one of those other consoles. Now, if you are lucky enough to have a PS4, you can actually go into the PlayStation Store. You can see it right now. There's no download code, so you don't actually have to have PlayStation Plus. You don't have to pre-order. You don't have to do anything like that. But if you actually go into the PlayStation Store, it's in there. It doesn't give you an option to pre-download it or anything like that. I'm sure it will in a couple days, but if you go in there and you look under what's popular and you look under, I think it's bestsellers or something like that, it's in there right now, so it's all ready to go. We're just waiting for Sony to actually go ahead and give us the ability to play it, to download it, and all of that good stuff. We won't talk about how I just got turned on really bad there. So anyways, next thing I want to talk about is that I'm going to be streaming this basically all of Friday night. So if I had to guess, it'd probably be somewhere from like 6 to 10-ish, somewhere in there. So if you want to follow me on Twitch, it's IKONation TTV. So I'll go ahead and put a link on screen. And I'll also be playing this Saturday and Sunday. It's probably going to take up the majority of my weekend. Next thing I want to go ahead and talk about here is I want to give you guys a little bit of advice for this mode. So this is going to be a 2v2 gunfight mode. So the way that this works is, first of all, they're actually giving us 5 maps. So most of the time when you play a beta, perhaps even the beta that's coming up in September for Modern Warfare, you usually only get 2 or 3, and you end up playing those 2 or 3 maps so much that you get sick of them. And that's kind of what happened the last time that I played the beta for Black Ops 4. There were only a couple maps. I ended up getting sick of them. I didn't want to play it anymore. So I just kind of waited until release. But with this, they are going to have 5 different maps. Now, they are a little bit smaller, but still, it'll be interesting to play quite a few of those. Again, this is 2v2. So first of all, it all depends on what you're focusing on. If you want to win, the biggest hint that I can give you is to always push with your teammate. So and again, this is if you want to win. If you don't care and you just want to experience the guns and the movement and stuff like that, then go ahead and do your thing. But when I play this on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, my main objective is going to be just winning. I want to win every game. I want to go on a large streak. I am playing with one of my good buddies that I've been playing competitive Call of Duty with for a while. So we've got this all planned out and all ready to go. But first thing I'll say here is if you want to win, make sure you push with your teammate. I would probably play with somebody that you can talk to, so hop into a party chat so that way you can kind of discuss back and forth what's going on. But the other thing to mention here is that, again, this is 2v2 and everybody on the map has the same guns, and I think they last for 2 rounds. So for the first 2 rounds, you and your teammate and the 2 people that you're fighting might have shotguns. So if that's the case, then it might be a little bit more advantageous to go ahead and push up together, right? If you sit back with shotguns, you're not going to be able to kill anybody unless they run at you. So with that, if you have shotguns, it might be a little bit more advantageous to rush. But if you have sniper rifles, again, I would kind of coordinate with your teammate. In this one, I would probably play a little bit slower. This is really all about picks, right? If you get a pick or your teammate gets a pick and you go up 2-1, all of a sudden you guys have a fairly large advantage in that. So again, just make sure you're playing in a way that's coordinated with your teammate. point, if you have ARs, again, push together, use your lethals, your tacticals. In this game, you do have one lethal and you have one tactical. I think they rotate every game. By the way, I get the Tempest here and on screen, and obviously I kind of wasted it there. But at the end of this, I get a Tempest, and I think I basically win the game with my second Tempest here. So if you stick around for the gameplay, it's something cool to watch there. The other big thing that I might mention here is that sound is going to be very important. It's 2v2. I've heard that the sound is very loud in this game, so if you're shooting or throwing nades or something like that, that can be a little overwhelming. But if you're not, again, if you're just kind of playing slowly, then I would advise make sure you have on a headset or something like that so you can totally understand, you can totally hear what's going on around you. And then last but not least, just go ahead and this weekend have fun. In the end, these stats don't matter. It's not like whatever stats you put up for this weekend are going to carry over into the real game. Nothing of this tracks. So if you lose a couple games in a row, don't get frustrated and say this game's terrible and I'm not going to buy it and never play it and stuff like that. Just take it for what it is. It's just a 2v2 mode. I'm going to be focusing on the guns. The gunplay looks really good. I'm going to be focusing on the speed of the game because the speed seems a little bit slower. And then the sound, but basically what I've heard, what I've talked about in another video is that the sounds can be overbearing in certain situations. So we'll be focusing on that also. Last but not least, there is not a constant mini-map. So I think especially in the 2v2 mode, again, if I'm playing this game, like on screen right now, I'm constantly looking at my mini-map in the top left-hand corner. In the 2v2 mode, that is not going to be there. I'm not sure if kill streaks are going to be in that or not. So if they're not, then basically it's going to come down to you and your teammate communicating. So that's another thing to think about too. Again, your mini-map might not be there, so communication is going to be of even more importance. But with that, guys, on screen, we are down by about 40 here. We end up bringing it back, and I go on an absolute tear, especially with the Tempest. So if you want to stick around and watch that, by all means, please do. But if you're new around here and you like Call of Duty content, go ahead, click that subscribe button. I've got a ton of stuff coming out when Modern Warfare drops, and you'll be happy not to miss that. Make sure you don't leave without leaving a like, and I'll see you Friday. IKONation, TTV, we'll see you then. Thanks for checking it out. See you in the next one.
Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint lost. Hardpoint identified. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint contested. I'm testing hardpoint.
Lightning strike standing by.
We're pulled ahead. Hardpoint identified. Hostiles have the hardpoint. Hardpoint is secure.
Charlie, 3 down.